Hi guys, welcome back to ChargeGoEv. Hope you enjoyed the EVs under 1 million rands. I am new to EVs, so I was very surprised about how many EVs we have in SA. Someone on the comment section asked about the Jaecoo J5 BEV coming to SA, so let's talk about it. This is Jaecoo's first ever fully electric car for South Africa, and it's landing in August. Here's the interesting part. According to Top Auto, when they visited Jaecoo's home base in China earlier this year, a company representative actually told them the electric J5 was only planned for South Africa in 2027. Jaecoo has since moved that up by a full year. Top Auto suggests a couple of likely reasons: the recent fuel price shocks pushing more South Africans to consider EVs, and BYD finally reporting its local sales numbers, which showed there's a bigger appetite for EVs in this market than some other car makers assumed. Worth noting too, this will be Jaecoo's first EV, but not the first EV from the wider Chery family in South Africa. That title goes to ICAUR, whose cheapest electric model starts at 519,900 rand. That gives us a useful benchmark for where the J5 BEV might land. Under the bonnet, well, there's no engine, so under the front sits a 58.9 kWh lithium iron phosphate battery. That's the same tough, long-life chemistry a lot of budget EVs are using these days. On paper, using the WLTP test cycle, Jaecoo claims a range of around 402 kilometers. Real-world range in South Africa is a different story. WLTP numbers are lab figures, and local driving, load shedding detours, aircon, highway speeds usually cuts that down by around 15 to 20%. So realistically, expect somewhere around 300 to 320 kilometers on a full charge, depending on how you drive. The single electric motor sits up front, driving the front wheels. It puts out 155 kilowatts of power and 288 Newton meters of torque. That's enough for a 0 to 100 km/h sprint in around 7.7 seconds, with a top speed of around 174 km/h. Quick enough for a family SUV, not a performance car, but definitely brisk off the line thanks to that instant electric torque. On the practical side, the J5 BEV sits on a wheelbase of around 2.62 meters, and boot space comes in at around 480 liters with the rear seats up, genuinely one of the bigger boots in this class, plus a small front trunk for cables. It also comes with vehicle to load, or V2L, built in, so you can run something like a camping fridge, laptop, or power tools straight off the car's battery. Handy for load shedding season too. For home and public AC charging, the J5 BEV tops out at 11 kilowatts. DC fast charging, it can pull up to 130 kilowatts. Jaecoo claims a 30 to 80% charge in around 28 minutes on a suitable fast charger. That's solid for this segment, though remember South Africa's public fast charging network is still growing, so plan your routes. Jaecoo South Africa's national brand and marketing manager, Shannon Gahagan, has said the arrival of the J5 Hybrid and J5 BEV marks an exciting new chapter for the brand locally, now that the J5 range spans petrol, hybrid, and full electric power, bringing a more premium ownership experience into the affordable electrified space without losing sight of value. Now here's what we don't know yet. Jaecoo SA hasn't confirmed which trim levels the J5 BEV will launch with locally, and pricing hasn't been announced either. That's expected closer to the August launch. What we do know, according to cars.co.za, is that the J5 BEV is expected to sit as the range topping. The standout here is the interior tech for the price. A 13.2-inch touchscreen, an 8-speaker sound system, a panoramic sunroof, and a fully powered tailgate, all expected as standard on the electric flagship. There's also a quirky one: the seats use a silicone-based synthetic leather that's been certified pet-friendly, antibacterial, and wear-resistant by a German testing authority. So if you've got a dog that loves road trips, this one's built with that in mind. That's a lot of kit for a compact SUV in this price bracket. The downside, no spare wheel. This is one of the most common complaints from international reviewers in the UK and Australia, where the J5 BEV has already launched. There's a cavity under the boot floor shaped for a spare, but Jaecoo ships the car without one, and there isn't currently an official spare wheel kit. For South African roads and long-distance driving, that's worth thinking about, and it's worth asking your dealer whether a space saver kit will be offered locally. So, bottom line, expect the Jaecoo J5 BEV in South Africa this August, as the brand's first fully electric model, with strong tech, decent DC fast charging, and pricing likely to land it firmly in our under R1 million EV bracket. Local trims and final pricing are still to be confirmed, but orders are open now. So that's the Jaecoo J5 BEV, landing in August as Jaecoo's first fully electric model for South Africa. Now I'd love to hear what you think. Does this look like the kind of EV you'd be willing to wait for? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you excited, skeptical, or somewhere in between? And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want to stay in the loop. Next up we'll be looking at the underrated but surprisingly interesting Dongfang Vigo. You won't want to miss that one. Thanks for watching, see you on the next one. Let's charge South Africa.